So before you run away, I just need your help. I gave a talk the other day at the warm-up event, and a couple of people commented that there was lots of staged material in my talk. So I just want to prove that this talk is not staged and it's live. So if you wouldn't mind, would you give the keyboard in front of us one long, hard press, please? Okay, and now choose another key exactly the same. That's a loud one. And the next one. Perfect. Now just press that one again. Press the same one again. No. Thank you. No, that's great. It is live. This is actually happening. Thank you very much. Please give Daniel a huge round of applause as he leaves the stage. So, you mentioned Morris dancing, and one of the audience members has asked me about it as well. Morris dancing is an ancient English battle warm-up. So you know how the rugby team from New Zealand do the haka, all of that kind of stuff before a game? Morris dancing is the English... took me to France and forced me to do this in shopping centres around the country. It's good fun, but it's not cool, is it? No. Anyway, once upon a time, I want you to picture the scene. I live in sleepy Cornwall in the UK. I was sat in my garden. I was 50 days into a 500-day break from work and technology as large, including emails. Can you imagine not having to answer an email for 500 days? The organisers of this conference will know that that has stayed with me to this day, but we got there in the end. Now, during that time, I grew a load of veg. I wrote tons of notes and wrote a bunch of talks. And after pulling out of the barbecue, all of a sudden, this bird came and landed down and let out an almighty cry. So I asked myself a question. Do birds get bored? It was the obvious question to ask at the time. But this led me to another one, and the topic of today's talk. When was I last bored? I want you to take 10 seconds and just get your answer to this question in your head. And now ask yourself, what did you do to end that boredom? And if you're sat close to someone, just very briefly share that answer. Yes, I am asking geeks to talk to each other. So this is MIDI Birds. It is one of my many adventures in web browser wonderland, and this is Dexter, my cat, and this is Seagull Bob from the previous photo. After he landed, we actually adopted him and started feeding him every day, and we've got it to the point where he will sit on our knee and eat out of our lap. Now, I don't know if these are local to this country, but in the UK, they're well known for stealing your chips and pasties, which is a pastry-type dish. But these two, they're like best friends. They battle it out over this windowsill all of the time. I am Tony Edwards. If you want to find me online, you can find me everywhere under Tony Edwards PZ. And with that, we can ask, what was that at the start? What was it that Daniel helped us out with? Well, that piece of software that you saw is what happens when birdsong and MIDI combine during a period of personal enlightenment. It was also the perfect example of what the front-end engineers in this room do day in, day out, which is to make things appear and then disappear again. I mean, it is, isn't it? Come on. It is. I was told by the organisers, if I do not include any code in my talk, that I would be drop-kicked off the stage by the organising team and the audience. So here is your code. There's a little bit more later on, but this is the lion's share. You can see that we are instantiating a new MIDI class, which I will look at later on. And we're also setting the audience to a new audience, and we're passing in a 3, because 3 is the best of the magic numbers. So you know what's going on behind the scenes. It's nothing fancy, it's a basic constructor. As you can see, this dot is awesome is currently null, because I'm not sure whether you as an audience are actually awesome just yet. We'll know by the end of this talk. So back to our equation, birdsong plus MIDI. You could express that as a Venn diagram for the more visual people in the room. And this intersection here, where they meet, there is just this talk. Actually, no, there's one song on Bandcamp which is really terrible, but it's art, so I love it, but this is the best thing at that intersection, I think. So let's deal with the birds first. What is with all of the birds? Well, over that 500-day period, I spent a lot of time in my garden, and I was listening to the birds. And I thought when I was hearing them, they're arguing, they're shouting, they're fighting over technology, over territory. What are they actually saying? Who are these birds? I wanted to get to know them a little bit more. So I downloaded BirdNet, which promised to be the easiest way to identify birds through birdsong. And it does this by creating a spectrogram. And a spectrogram is just an audio waveform formatted in a way which makes it easier for computers to analyze that waveform, because it splits everything out. And you make these recordings, you select little areas, and then you analyze, and you get a result back, hopefully most of the time. There's some quite impressive stuff happening behind the scenes. I mean, this is where the magic really happens with this app. And the reason why I love this app is that it's crowdsourced. The recordings and the data come from people like me and you. And it's really nice as a technologist to be putting data into an AI system which isn't designed to take my job in a few years' time. It's nice. And this is also a university project. So I'm helping somebody get their PhD. Now, if you want to know more about this, there is a link, there is a post on my website with all of the references, and it will take you straight to the technical explanation of what's happening. If you Google MIDI Birds, this is all that comes up. It's not quite a Google whack, but it's there. So does it work? Let's find out. Cheep, 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 cheep. That is a human. It has said human. I don't know if you can see that up at the back. It has said human, and it is right. It was me doing the Hello World of Birdsong. By the time we get to 100, it's identifying roots. And that is correct. There are roots in there. There are other birds which sound similar in there, but those are roots. It got it correct. This next one, listen carefully. This clip is a moment of mine and my partner's life. This was the first day of her new career. She retrained to become a horticulturalist, a gardener. This was her lunch break. We were sat on the harbour wall with our feet dangling in the water, eating lunch, and these birds came around. And if I wasn't talking over it, you would have heard my girlfriend saying how cute the one with only one leg was. The reason I love this is an example of how data can be used to make our lives' story more enriched. It's really, really cool. And it's one of the things that made me stick with this kind of project. That's gone on, so when I go to conferences, I always walk around and record some birds, and I've got really nice memories attached with some of these recordings. Now, this last one, I need you to listen really carefully because it's a terrible recording, okay? So listen carefully, and I'll cue you up. So it identified a grey heron, But that was actually my neighbour shouting at his child. It is the lesser spotted scouser, which is someone from Liverpool in the UK. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. 3 out of 4, we'll ship this thing into production. And over the following months and years, I've recorded lots of birds. And these ones are definitely worth remembering, seeing as you're in this room, because they may come up again later. These birds were put into a JSON structure. And this JSON file represents the community of birds on our doorstep. When COVID happened, our communities disappeared overnight, and I replaced mine with birds. I know that sounds crazy, but it's only slightly crazy. So for the data set we're using today, we've got 25 birds in there because this has 25 keys. They are wrapped up in this JSON structure, and the sightings, the number of them, are recorded. And this is going to be the data for our games in a minute. If you are tempted to play one of these games, head to this link, maybe take a photograph, because it has a list of every single bird that is in our data set. And I know that some of these are not native to this country, but you may well know what they are. Done community. So, from that, I wanted to build a website. I wanted a little project. After 500 days of not sitting in front of a computer, I needed to rebuild my muscle memory for it. So I built a website with it. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. And you've already seen the prototype page. For this, we're just fetching it. See, I told you there'd be more code. We're fetching the data file locally, and then we're just passing it into a bird class. I'm sure this code could be much better. You lot are professionals. I'm just like a hacker with this kind of stuff. But it works. It gets the birds into our app. But when I got to this point, I asked myself a question. What am I doing? This is supposed to be an escape from technology. This is supposed to be something that allows me to get away from the computer screen, and all of a sudden, I have nerd sniped myself. And I asked, am I addicted to computers? Are we all addicted to computers? Is technology a problem? Thank you. I mean, we're all at a technology conference, so. This led me to the next question. When was I last bored? My form of brain, wonky brain, gets bored really, really easily. But we've been distracting ourselves with technology. How long has it been since I was really bored? For a long period of time, probably a decade, since I've been bored for more than 5 minutes at a time. So, thinking about that, I thought I would get bored, get really bored during those 500 days, and talk to me at the after party about some of the crazy things I did during that time. But it did make me ask another question so that I could procrastinate on being bored. What is boredom? I couldn't actually answer this, really. So I did a bit of reading, and I came across this quote. It's actually two quotes squished together by Elizabeth Goldstein. If ever you want to be bored, read this book, or read her book. It's a look at boredom through the ages of French and German literature, and geez, I was bored for hours on end. But it was a good book. I learned a lot. I agree with it broadly, but I think there's one thing missing. Engaging. You need engaging stimulation. Books can be boring. Think about your partner's TV choices. When you're forced to sit and watch that, that's boring. But if you're watching a program together, it's good fun. You can be stimulated in theory, but not in reality. Even in fairy tales, this holds true. This is a Slavic fairy tale about a princess who anyone who could make her smile would win her hand in marriage, because, you know, that was the time. Of course, there's a peasant and a frog involved and a happy ever after. But she was waiting for the right stimulation. And I asked, is that what technology offers us? I wasn't sure. So I dived a bit deeper. How long can people be bored for? The suggestion threw up a few good responses. 3 months to 2 years. Okay. I mean, it was that time of COVID. And then I read the rest. And I realized this was about relationships. And knowing that Google hoover up every bit of data they can, especially from my smart speaker system, I wonder if they know something I didn't. But if you keep looking, you can actually find that putting your devices down is good for you, just like putting a spark back in a relationship. It is effectively mindfulness when you let yourself get bored. So think to yourselves now, what did you do to end that boredom? Hands up whose answer involved some form of technology. I know mine did. Yeah, that's about right, that's about right. If your hand was down, was it a book? Yeah, those are normally the two answers. That's really, really good. I like that. Some of you have some good hobbies. Anyway. What if there's no technology? Talk to me about that at the after party. I can talk to you about not using a cooker for 100 days, using nothing more technological than a light switch. But what I did when there was no technology was take up bird listening. And with that, we have come to the end of our birds. So now the MIDI, and I'm going to skip over this one really, really quickly. MIDI is just an interface for passing around 3-item arrays. It was developed in the early 80s by someone at Roland, and if you're in the UK, that would be the biggest laugh of this talk, but we're not. It is the keyboard manufacturer. It revolutionized music, this standard. We could start making music with our computers. Now that array is just the state, so on or off, the key, so which key is actually pressed, and velocity, which is how hard it is pressed. And this is all it looks like. And key 48 is that one. So we've mapped our birds to these keys. For those of you at the back, this is what we're looking at. And this is really cool. It's a nice piece of kit. This was a hobby. That includes technology. But they don't have to look like this. MIDI instruments come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. They don't have to look like a keyboard. In fact, you can even get wind instruments that use the MIDI standard. And my personal favorite out of everything that I've found that is MIDI, it's not the lighting desks in the theater. These lights up here, these run off of a MIDI derivative. It's not theater equipment, firework displays. It's not even a MIDI keyboard. It is Tesla coils. I love the Tesla coil's ability to make any piece of music sound Russian. It's an amazing thing. So if we're looking at this on the web, it works pretty much everywhere. It's 81% of browsers, everywhere apart from Internet Explorer, Safari. No one uses Safari. It is the legacy browsers, basically, that are making that not 100%. And those legacy browsers are used in places like hospitals and government institutions. They don't need MIDI. So this is a good candidate for something. So now we can actually get it up and running. We need to look at our navigator and actually request the access to check that it is available. And I'm sure this is a pattern that is familiar to many of the people here. That handler that we pass in is something like this. If you're interested in exactly what it is, check out the code base. But this is what we're kind of doing. We see which key it is, we find the bird, and we play a song. There would be some more here to change some items in the DOM, but you know how to do that, so I won't do it. If you're looking at the lights, which you might see later on, we map an array of numbers and some numbers for the actual colors. We assign, we then can loop over each of the lights, and we can push a specific key and a light, and this one doesn't actually matter, so you can put anything in, and then just send it to the output. It's a very simple API to play with. And that's pretty much, well, it's not everything that's in the software behind this, but it's pretty much everything we need to touch on there. What we're going to do now is play a game. No, this isn't the start of the Saw film. Don't lock the doors, we do want to get out. So we're going to play some game shows. I hope that there are versions of these in Macedonia. If not, I will talk you through how to do it. I do need a volunteer because the scoring system broke last night, unfortunately, which means the inbuilt scoring system it gives you too many points. It's not good. It's not good. But I have come up with a solution via a quick trip to the shop this morning. So in a minute, Daniel is going to come up and he is going to volunteer to be our scoring system. Now you know what all that's for. But I do need 2 other volunteers to come up and help me. Is there anybody who'd like to come on up, my friends? Give them a huge round of applause as they come up to the stage. So while they're coming up, just so you know, you're Team A and you are Team B. And you are going to have to help these people out because they're not going to be rude and have their phone open with all of the list of birds. So you're going to have to shout out what you think it is. Okay? In a minute, I'll talk you through what we're going to do for each of the games, but all you need to do is press some keys and say a bird name. It's easy. Press a key, I will tell you when you need to do it. Okay? I'll get Daniel set up first. There's our scoring system. And if you could distribute 4 of your balls to each of the contestants. No, the next bit's going to go online now. Let's get out of this presentation, get back to our demo. Let's make it full screen. And go to demo 1. So I've already set up the teams to save us a bit of time, so I'm going to reveal the game board. This one is easy. You just need to guess which of the birds are at position 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So which one have I seen the most of? Okay? Now, we're in a different country, so it might just be a case of saying random bird names, but I'll give you a hint. The ones I showed you earlier on are the ones that are going to help you for this game. Hopefully someone out there remembered. Right, if you would like to come up, come here, come here. Team A representative, that would be you because you were sat further over. You're on this side. And Team B, you're on this side. In a second, I'm going to ask you a question. And you need to press this key, and you need to press this key. Fastest one to answer the question gets to play. Okay? Have you got any questions?
I don't think so.
Not.
No. He said no. Even if they did, I haven't got any answers. So, I'm going to ask you a question. What is the national bird of Macedonia? Team B? Yes, Team B? What do you think?
A pigeon.
It's not a pigeon. That means you get the chance to steal. What is the national bird of Macedonia? I'll give you a hint. In another context, you could build things with this bird's help.
I could build things with this bird's help. I have time, right? No. No, it might be Gavram. What's the name?
A raven.
No, it's a crane. A crane. Construction. Yeah. That means that you are going to start first. So what bird do you think is at number 1? The team can help out. You have said something that is on that list already. Just now you literally said one of the answers.
So I'm going to say it again. Raven.
No. The other thing she said.
Pigeon.
Yes. So that is number 4. Congratulations. You get 1 ball to throw in a second. What other birds do you think? And ask your team for help if you need it. Sparrow. Top answer. Well done. Any more? The other one that was shouted out is on the list. Robin, yes, you got the top 2 answers. Any more? I adopted one of them. You gonna go with that?
Seagull.
Seagull, yes. And the last one begins with a D-U for anybody with the list.
U. Duck. Yeah.
What did you say? A duck? Oh, no, that's wrong. Begins with a D-U. Somebody did shout it out. Anybody want to help? I heard it. Dunnock. Well done. So you very quickly get to throw 4 balls at Daniel, and you get to throw 1 ball at Daniel. Little bit closer. That's it. Now just throw away. Just throw. No. Yes. Ooh. Oh, no. So, remember your score. So, 160. And go, throw away. You get 1. Nice. Congratulations, both of you. Oh. So, on to the next game. This one is a lot easier. You don't actually need to know any birds. You just need to be able to know numbers. So you won, so Team B. What you need to do, in a second, I'm going to ask you to press a key. That key will reveal another bird. And you need to guess whether there's been a higher or lower number of sightings. Okay? And the audience are going to help you out. They're going to shout at the top of their voices, higher or lower, to let you know what they think. Okay? So if you would like to press one of the keys. That's a long-tailed tit. That's a good choice. What do we think, audience? Higher or lower than 4 for long-tailed tit? You going to go with higher or lower?
Higher? Okay, higher.
19, well done. That means you get one ball. Press another key. Any key? That's a rook. I have a flock of them. Do you think that there's a higher or lower number than 19? Higher? No. Computer says no. That means it goes over to the next team. You've got herring goal to start. Press a key. Any key? A blackbird. Higher we're going with? No. Press a key. Any key? Do a different one. Yeah. Well done for remembering. Tawny owl. It's quite a rare bird. I think they're saying lower. Do you agree? Lower. 3. That's a good one to have. Press another key. A starling. Higher than a 3? No, it's a seasonal bird, so it's not around quite as much. That means it's your go. Press a key, any key. Not that one, though. Collar dove or pigeon. Higher. Someone's been paying attention, I think. 26, well done. Next key. A robin. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. If you remember, that was our second top bird. So that means you can press a key. A raven. Higher than 3, you think?
Higher than 3.
4, only just, but that's a good number to finish on. So press a key, any key. House sparrow. Higher. That is actually our top bird, which is 76. That's fantastic. Give them both a round of applause. So if you would both like to get the right no, actually, only you. If you come up, you got 5 right. So there you go. If you throw those at Daniel. But before you do, I was a bit worried by everybody's aim earlier on. And seeing as Daniel earns his living from his brain, I feel like we should protect it somehow. That should offer a little bit of cushioning. Please, photographers, camera people, this is the moment to take the photo of Daniel for the conference website. And you can throw away. Go on, final one. 100! Well done. I don't think we need to do the math to figure out who won that one. Congratulations, Team B. You were all amazing. Please give these two a huge round of applause as they head back down.
It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. You're going to want to wear that all night now, aren't you? Let everybody throw things at you. So I am about to run over by about 2 minutes, so I am going to whiz through this really, really quickly. We have looked at birds and we have looked at MIDI. And for better or worse, we have looked at the intersection in the middle. Now, every talk like this that closes a conference needs a message. And what is the message from this one? Connect to the natural cycle. Whether that's from the ocean or the countryside or wherever you get your nature. Use your hobbies as an excuse to upskill and try new things. Let yourself be bored above all else. After all, And with that, all that is left to say is thank you very much. You have been awesome after all. Give yourselves a round of applause. But now it is time to set you to null and let you be garbage collected. Thank you very much for coming to this talk. I have been Tony Edwards, and much like Dexter, this talk is now firmly in the box.
Give me your hand, show me the door. I cannot stand to wait anymore. Somebody said, be what you be. We could be old and gold and
Wait, I'm just gonna get out while we play this part. I'm already. Oh, I was not expecting that. Thank you.
Give me some more time and a dream. Give me the hope to run out of steam. Somebody said it could be
Someone's a community fan.
we could be roped up, tied up, dead in a year. I can't count the reasons I should stay. One by one, they all just fade away. I'm tired of the way it seems. I'm tired of that part of me that makes up a perfect life to keep us between. But I was telling the days, so watch what you throw away. And begin to recognize there's another way.
No, not yet. After the
Sound
team.
effects in case that they break. Jeep, 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 jeep. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Give it up for Tony, everyone.